You know, if you're in South Africa, if you're in Zurich, if you're in Durban, if you're in Singapore, if you're in Thailand, if you're in Australia, if you're an Aborigine, or if you're an original Fiji person, whatever your expression and your actual story is, that's the importance. That's the most important aspect of hip hop culture, is the story, is the expression, not this kind of fascination with fast cars, women in bras, and money. I think hip hop has to get back to meaning something in order, or it's going to die. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Should I say it? I could say it differently. Okay.
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I was just interpreting.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, some of the questions were a little bit. The middle one, I wasn't really sure whether I answered it. So can we do that again?
Yeah, the middle one.
Because you kind of asked me something and then
Yeah, and I've lost the whole.
the meaning. Yeah.
No matter anyway. It was interesting still, so.
No, it was not. It was not interesting. It just wasn't.
It wasn't answering the question actually, but.
Yeah. What was the question again?
So I repeat. I was talking about hip hop artists that were integrating musicians in their music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, it seems that this aspect has been around the British artists for a few years now.
I think it. Oh, so I'll answer that. I think the idea of integrating music or live musicians into music has been around for a long time. It started in the 80s with a lot of the original electro and original hip hop music. We kind of got into a real straight hip hop phrase in the late 80s, early 90s, and it's been there in America. It's been there. It's been there with the Roots. It's been there with loads of musicians. Loads of hip hop songs have had songs with live musicians playing on them. So it's not a new phenomena. I think in the UK, with me doing it, with loads of other people doing it, it's been around for a little while. For me, the difference with me was I took to coming back to clubs where I'd perform with DJs and came back with the band to say, hey, look, here's me with a band. Here's a live show with musicians. So I've been doing that for a couple of years. Herbalizers have been doing it for a couple of years. Vadim pretty much started to do that in the last couple of years as well. So really, the thing about live musicians isn't so much, the point isn't really live musicians. The point is creating a show that's interesting for an audience to watch, to enjoy, and to have different things that they can watch and feel enjoy. So if you enjoy the violinist, if you enjoy the drummer, if you enjoy the DJ, if you enjoy the rapper, you enjoy the backing singer, whichever works for you, it's about just giving the audience more choice. I think hip hop music has to become interesting again. At the moment, it's not interesting. It's not. It's very formulaic. When I sit in hotels and I watch international, like especially when I watch a lot of French hip hop, a lot of it's formulaic. You listen to the song, you know which American artist they like, you know which American artist they're copying, and you can hear it. You can see it in the style of video. You can see it in the style of production. You can see it in the music, in the song. So for me, the thing with French hip hop with groups like Hocus Pocus is, even though they have a sound that you kind of register with, okay, it's got live music and it's got the Rhodes and it's got this and that. They make good hip hop music, and it's something that people can hear and listen to and admire and see anywhere. So I could watch a Hocus Pocus video in any part of the world and be like, that's good hip hop. Whereas sometimes some of the hip hop music that I'm seeing, I'm embarrassed because it's like, you show that to someone, hey, look, this is hip hop in France. It's like, but they're copying Mobb Deep. But so it's really important for hip hop to be original again, and for it to be original, it needs to become less radio orientated. It needs to become less pop orientated. Pop is good, but it needs to be less. It needs to stop trying to be too soft, and just get back to being street, but expressive and opinionated and fearless. Hip hop needs to become fearless. It's lost it's very safe now. Nobody wants to offend white people or black people, so no one's actually saying what's really going on in the world or how people really feel. And I think hip hop needs to get back to that. I can't be afraid of what young black people or young white people or young Asian people feel. I can respect people, but I can't be afraid to say something new that might make them feel, oh, I need to think about that. You know, you have to say that in your music. And I think that's what hip hop has stopped doing. It's just playing safe. When you listen to a 50 Cent record, he's not saying anything that's going to change or make me think about anything else. And that's the problem. So we need to get to that point again. Cool. Huh? It's going to be what? Germany? Okay. Yeah.
It's uniform.
Yes. Very uniform. Very uniform. It's very uniform, and it just needs to become different again. It needs to be, if it's punk, if it's rock, if it's indie, if it's folk music, if it's jazz, if it's pop, it needs to be all of those things. And that's what hip hop is supposed to be. At the moment, hip hop is very safe. Everybody's thinking about marketing. What's my market? How do I market this? How do I make young white people buy this? How do I make young black people buy this? That's not hip hop. Hip hop music is supposed to be something that you listen to and think, wow, I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. That's hip hop. I don't know why. What's he saying? I don't know what he's saying, but I want to hear more. That's hip hop music. At the moment, we're listening to rap pop music. So a lot of the stuff like Snoop Dogg is pop music. It's great, but it's pop. It's not meant to harm you or make you think. And hip hop used to make you think. In order for hip hop to exist and move forward, it has to make you think. If music doesn't make you think or feel, then it's useless. When I'm washing my dishes, if jazz makes me feel good, it's a good reason to listen to jazz. You know, or punk or anything makes me feel good, then it has something. If it makes you feel nothing, that's a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Encore une question,
Any more questions?
No, it's over. Thanks.
Okay, all right.
Okay, just make